Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I love myself a lot. Do you love yourselves?
Yes.
You do? Everybody should love themselves, right? Okay, yesterday I saw myself in the mirror and I didn't look very fresh because I was a little sick. What about you guys? Do you sometimes help yourselves? Okay, do you teach yourselves sometimes,
Yeah.
How do you teach yourselves?
By studying books.
By studying books?
We teach ourselves.
Okay, so you read books and this way you teach yourselves?
Yes.
Or you make examples and sentences and write things and stuff? Okay, okay. The cleaner was sick yesterday, so I had to clean the room myself. I had to clean the classroom myself. Or yesterday I myself cleaned the classroom. Why? Because the cleaner was sick. I was not supposed to clean the classroom. It was not my responsibility. It was not my job. But because of a problem, I had to do that. So, for example, my mom was sick and I myself cooked the dinner. My mom was sick, I cooked the dinner myself. In fact, according to our culture over here, it was not my responsibility, okay? But
You did.
yeah, I cooked the dinner because of a problem, okay? Yes. Because of the fact that there may be some sort of weakness in the system or whatever, the vice president of Afghanistan himself controls the security situation in Kabul city. In fact, it is not his responsibility, right? This is the responsibility of the Ministry of Exterior, right? And the sheriff of Kabul city, right? The garrison. But there could be a problem that the vice president of Afghanistan, Mr. Amrullah Saleh, has taken the responsibility. So he himself controls or observes the security condition in Kabul city. Your family lives in Logar province or in Balkh province or Bamiyan province or in Nangarhar province. Okay? And you're alone over here. So I'm asking you, with whom do you live in Kabul?
I live by myself.
I live in Kabul by myself. I live in Kabul by myself. Now look at these examples. When we use these pronouns, reflexive pronouns, first person myself, ourselves, for plural. Second person yourself, singular, yourselves, plural. Third person himself, herself, itself, in the plural, themselves. When we use them as reflexive pronouns, the doer and the receiver of the action must be the same person or thing. Look at the first example. The subject of this sentence is he. And the object or the receiver of the action is the same person. Heard is the action. Who did this action? He did it. Who received this action? The same person received it. So when we use these pronouns as reflexive pronouns, the subject and the object of the sentence must be the same person or thing. I said think. Think. The sun reflects itself in the water. So sun is a thing, right? Okay. Or she hates herself. There may not be action. See, hate is a state verb, right? Okay. So now the same person receives the state, not action, state. State of hating. Okay. But look at the second example. As I said before, yesterday the cleaner was sick. I myself cleaned the classroom. Look, who's the doer of this action, cleaning? I. And what is the receiver of this action? The classroom, okay? So in this sentence, okay, the doer and the receiver of the action is not the same person or thing, okay? So here myself doesn't function as a reflexive pronoun. Got the point? It functions here as intensive pronoun. It functions here like an adverb. It emphasizes, the action. Okay? And it gives us an idea that the subject of the sentence was not supposed to do something, but he or she did it because of a problem or because of an issue. You got the idea? So that is the difference. In this case, you can use it right before the main verb in your sentence. Okay? Or you can use it at the end of your sentence. You can say, I myself clean the classroom, or I clean the classroom myself. Two positions. After subject, right before main verb, or at the end of your sentence. Okay, so in these two sentences, myself doesn't function as a reflexive pronoun. It functions as an intensive pronoun. Okay? It emphasizes the action, and it gives us an idea that the subject was not supposed to do something, but he or she did it because of something else. Got the point? By plus reflexive pronoun means alone. When a reflexive pronoun comes after the preposition by, it simply means alone. Look at the last example. He lives by himself. Now the question is, with whom does he live? He lives by himself, which means he lives alone. He lives with nobody else. Okay? And I went to India by myself. With whom did I go to India? I didn't go to India with anybody. I went to India by myself. It means I was alone. Nobody else was with me. So now these words, these pronouns, function in three ways. In how many ways? In three ways. As reflexive pronouns, when the subject and the object, the doer and the receiver of the action is the same person. As intensive pronouns, when it emphasizes the action. And as after by, preposition by, when it means alone. Okay? Is everything clear? Yep.
Which one is more common, sir? I myself clean the classroom, I clean the classroom.
It doesn't matter. If you use it before the main verb, it will be somehow more emphatic. Okay? And if you use it at the end, the spoken English is perfectly fine. No problem, yeah. But in this way, it will be more emphatic. And here, if you use it at the end, it will be somehow less emphatic. That's all. Any other questions? Okay, practice. Let's practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. So first, we're going to be practicing the first usage, the first function. Okay? Using these pronouns as reflexive pronouns in your sentences. Everybody try to give me an example. Yep.
He blames himself.
He blames himself for the mistake or something.
I help myself.
I help myself to improve my English.
He killed himself.
He killed himself.
She speaks herself.
She speaks with herself.
With herself.
She speaks with herself. It is correct. But the verb speak is intransitive, and therefore you need a preposition with. Okay?
He beat herself.
He beats himself, or he beat, yeah.
I answered the question myself.
Okay, you're using it as intensive pronoun. Use it as a reflexive pronoun. First we practice this, usage, and then
He decides himself.
he decides,
Himself.
he decided with himself to do something, right? He decided with himself. Because decide is an intransitive verb. You need,
He threw himself.
he threw himself.
They study with themselves.
Children can't wash themselves, can they? Children can't.
Wash themselves.
And most animals clean themselves with their tongues. Right? Like cats. Yep.
He disliked herself.
He dislikes himself.
Yes.
Now, let's use The second way, when it functions as an adverb, okay? Yeah. So now think about something that the subject of the sentence was not supposed to do something, somebody else was responsible to do that, right? But he or she did it because of some problems or some issues, yeah.
I myself studied the book.
Okay, so you were not supposed to study the book. That's the idea. Somebody else was supposed to. Okay. The doctor himself treated himself. The doctor himself treated himself. See, I used it twice here. Himself before the verb treat as intensive, and after the verb treat, as a reflexive pronoun. So sometimes it's possible. Okay?
I myself eat the banana.
I myself ate the banana. Yep.
I myself taught the class.
I myself taught the class. Now it makes more sense. Okay, I was not responsible to teach the class. The teacher was responsible. But let's say the teacher was sick and I was the most intelligent student in the class, and the teacher called me to teach my class. Okay, so that makes more sense.
I myself prepared the dinner.
I myself prepared the dinner. That also makes more sense. It means it was not your responsibility. You were not supposed to do it, but you did it.
You yourselves make examples.
You yourself make examples.
I have done that work myself.
Oh yeah, I used it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, I have done that work myself. Okay, or I have whatever. That's right.
I myself turned off the fan.
Yes, makes sense.
I myself wash your hand.
I myself will wash your hands if you're my guest, right?
He himself signed the contract.
He himself signed
The contract.
the contract.
I myself buy the gifts.
I myself buy the gifts.
He himself won the match.
He himself won the match.
I myself washed the dishes.
Okay, now by plus reflexive pronoun, which means alone. Mm-hmm.
I came to here by myself. He came to here by himself.
He came here, don't say to here. He came here by himself. It means nobody else was with him.
He speaks with himself.
He speaks with himself. No, I didn't say use, just by plus reflexive.
Yeah, by himself.
I killed Ahmad by myself.
It means you were alone.
Yeah.
Nobody else supported or helped you to kill him. Okay, it's too bad. Okay.
We ourselves did the exercises.
We did the exercises by ourselves. Don't forget by plus reflexive, which means alone.
I did by myself. I taught by myself.
I taught
By myself.
myself by myself.
By myself.
I taught myself by myself. That makes more sense.
I helped him by myself.
Okay, I helped him by myself.
By a car by himself.
He bought a car by himself.
He makes examples by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I beat him by myself.
By myself. Nobody else was with you
Yes.
to beat him. Hmm?
He built a house by himself.
That's perfect.
I wash him by myself.
I washed him. Okay. Okay. So he may be talking about a child, his little brother. Okay. It means he washed his little brother by himself. Nobody else was there to help him, with.
I was making a report by myself.
I was writing a report by myself.
I fixed the car by myself.
I fixed the car by myself. Enough. Have a great time, everybody. We're going to keep practicing after recording. Bye-bye.